Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. In this reading I'm going to share some psychic channeling that I've done yesterday and this morning regarding the case of the missing siblings Lily and Jack Sullivan. They went missing in Nova Scotia, Canada in May of this year, 2025. And that's, I think, all we've found out so far about these children. I think they were 4 and 6, so obviously very young, very sad. And I was guided to do this reading today. Now, when I do these channelings, I don't always do it as a channeling right away. Sometimes I do a card reading, as you'll know. I like to not know too much about the case, so then I can see what comes through from my channeled visions and things I hear directly from spirit. So I literally only saw a news article just sort of saying the date and time they apparently disappeared. See? Just to mention another thing about channeling, because I know some people don't know, not everyone knows how psychic readings work. When you channel, it's not a case of getting everything that happened, all the information, who did it, what time, when. It doesn't work that way. If any of you are here for that, then click off. You're on the wrong channel. If you've seen anyone do that, they're probably a fake. Just wanted to put that out there. Channeling is about getting clues through visions, auditory signs, smells, using my psychic gifts, which is what I do. This doesn't happen in 1 minute. This was last night, this morning when I woke up, and just now as I sort of wrote it down, I pieced it together. So I've got an idea, but obviously I'm not going to be able to tell you everything. Plus, I would never in a reading say that person did it, because that's slander. These readings are alleged, in my opinion. Nothing is proven until taken to court. So the first thing that I got last night, actually, was a song. It's quite an old song, actually. The Sun Has Got His Hat On. I realise some of you may not know it. I remember it from my childhood. You can always search it online. I'm not going to sing it, everyone, because my voice is a little bit croaky this morning, actually. But I will tell you the lyrics that I heard. So it's the sun has got his hat on, hip, 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 hooray. The sun has got his hat on and he's coming out to play. Now, when I heard that, I immediately felt it was a sign that this happened in the morning. The sun had risen. I later got 7, so I felt it was around 7 a.m. I was also wondering if this was a play on words. The sun has got his hat on. Did the son, Jack, have a hat on? I was just wondering that now. But I do feel the main thing was that it was in the morning. And that is what I'm feeling. And then I channeled, they didn't call out for us. That was strongly coming through. Now, obviously, if children have gone missing, parents are going to be distraught, running around, shouting, calling out for their children because they might think they've wandered off, obviously. But I just didn't feel that from my channeling. And then for that to come through is kind of showing us that there was no calling out, wondering where they were. Again, obviously this is alleged and in my opinion, but that is what I heard. Also last night, the first thing I saw as a vision was an X. And then I saw these 2 dots. And I was hearing like X marks the spot. I'm feeling Lily and Jack in spirit, by the way, for me to be able to be channeling this. This is their 2 bodies. They're sort of near each other. And there's a road on this side, and I feel they're in the woods. This is in the woods somewhere. not far from their home as well. I saw them being transported in a car. Now, I've put light coloured car because in visions, I know from previous channelings, it's hard to really see the colour. It just looks light, mid-shade or dark. So I'll say light. And it was going north from their home as well. So I do feel they're underground, close to a tree. And I also saw 2 spades or shovels. So obviously that's indicating burial, and was this ex left there as a sign in terms of where they are? Or there could be a sign close by. I mean, maybe this is a street sign, but I was strongly seeing an X and 2 spades in particular. So that's all I'm getting now for location. What I do sometimes do is try and do a follow-on channeling to try and hone in on any other signs or clues in terms of the area. But I was definitely seeing a lot of woodland. When I get visions, that's why I draw them, by the way, in case you're wondering, just to sort of highlight that, because sometimes it's things I hear, sometimes it's visions in my mind's eye. So last night I saw a spider. I didn't know why. I thought, was this about the web? But then this morning I was shown that they were climbing up high. I was really feeling a roof, and that it was quite unstable and they fell. So I do feel there was an accident that happened. And then I pieced it together with the spider because I was hearing Spider-Man. So they wanted to be like Spider-Man and climb. And I feel that they fell, unfortunately. I was feeling that Lily has a head wound. And for Jack, I was strongly getting right hand, these 2 fingers were coming through. When I channel, it can be physical as well. These 2 felt like they were knocked, maybe broken, but injured anyway, and his neck as well. So that's really telling me that they fell also for this to have come through. I was feeling that Lily, because obviously we're not going to know what they were wearing unless they were seen. But I was feeling she was wearing a pink jacket. That came through. And then I saw in my mind's eye a bunny. So again, I've drawn it just to show you with the sort of big ears. And I heard she was wearing a bunny t-shirt. If not a bunny, maybe a cat, but I was strongly seeing bunny in my mind's eye. And then randomly tripping came through. That's all I heard. After that, I heard he saw us. I was also seeing an eye. So someone saw them, saw what happened. We're clearly getting a male come through here. Was this person tripping? For that to have come through. And so that's why I sensed, as I said at the beginning, that there were other energies. There was a cover up here. That's what I'm feeling. But again, I'm not naming anyone in particular. Obviously, you can all decipher and come to your own conclusions from what we're getting here. I sense there's fear and guilt, if this is the case. Okay, everyone, so I'm just now going to see if anything else comes through in this channeling on camera. And what I am immediately getting is I'm seeing that cross again. I'm actually seeing it the other way, so it could even be a cross that's been put in the ground, and I'm seeing someone visited that cross. One person has visited that area. possibly within a week or a month of this happening. Wow, okay, so you may notice I've got a candle. I sometimes see visions when I have a candle, just sort of in the light and even in the flame. And I'm strongly seeing an M. Initial M coming through there. And 7 again. Seeing 7 a lot. I do feel that was the time. Now I know from the article I read that apparently it was reported at 9:40, 10 in the morning, which was quite late. I do actually believe it was that day that was reported that it happened as well. I just wanted to say I also keep seeing 2 parallel lines, and in my vision I was seeing steps. So I'm wondering if this is a ladder, and if they didn't make it to the roof, maybe they fell off a ladder. Now whether they had a rope ladder or an actual ladder that they pulled out. I keep seeing that, 2 parallel lines coming through as well. Bear with me as I just see if anything else comes through. Now I have to say that around Lily and Jack's energy I see a lot of blue. So I'm wondering if there's water close by. I really do feel they're on land. I could be wrong. I'd need to do further channeling. But they could be in water for me to be seeing blue. However, I do feel there's possibly some water close by, or maybe they have something blue wrapped around them. A blue blanket is what I'm feeling actually now, coming through. They have blankets around them. I have to say that I keep getting, now I'm seeing the initial R coming through, and also N for noble. So I'm just saying what I'm seeing. I don't know what these are linked to at the moment. So bear with me, I'll just pause the camera and see if anything else comes through for the final channeling. Now what I'm now channeling is that there is a piece of evidence that was either dropped on the way or it's close to this cross. It's quite small, but there is something out there that would be a clue, would be evidence. Might lead them to this location as well. I don't know for now whether they're going to find this place. I may look at that in the follow-on reading that I'm going to do. So I think we're going to end this channeling here, everyone, because it takes a lot of energy to do these channelings. That's why I sort of mix it up. But I do try and do these because it does give me extra information generally. What do you all feel? Put it in the comments what you feel. Anything I've said that may link to something you've read. As I said, I've not really read much at all. I may do after this reading to see if there's anything else like pictures, areas, that kind of thing, where I might be able to get something on location. But that's all for now. Thank you so much for being here. I may do a follow-on part 2 for this, as I said, in the future. I'll see if anything else comes through. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.